So if you've been paying attention to the news cycle over the past few days here, a lot has been made of Donald Trump's assertion or claim statement that he's going to put a blanket 25% tariff on anything coming out of Canada or Mexico until he gets what he wants out of the other two countries. Most notably, he stated both sides, Mexico, Canada, stemming the flow of drugs and illegal migrants into the country. I would say, obviously, the southern border is where most of the illegal migrants are coming from, and probably a good portion of the narcotics. But there's probably a good portion of narcotics coming into the United States from the Canadian side. There's been a lot of hand-wringing in the media and in government. How are we going to deal with this? Doesn't he know he's going to destroy the economy on both sides of the border? Well, I'm not going to get worked up about this, really. I mean, I'm not a business owner anyways, but the economy does affect us. What I really think the guy's doing here, and he's well known for, is that this is his kind of opening position, where he just throws out this outrageous claim or this outrageous offer that, obviously is going to get turned down, and then there'll be a negotiation back and forth. It's kind of like when you go in the marketplace and you see something that you really want. For example, I bought a chainsaw a few years ago. I saw it. I was like, oh, hey, that's a pretty good saw, I think. I looked it up. It was worth just, if I were to have bought it new, it would have been around $1,200. They had it up for $400, and I was like, oh, hey, will you take two? Obviously not expecting that offer to be accepted. They settled on three, which was, $400 was a good deal. Getting it for three was an amazing deal. So, that's the opening offer in the bargain, and that is just what is going on, I think. Is Canada in a strong bargaining position with the United States? I would think not as much, but there are chips on the table that we have. For instance, the province of British Columbia sells a lot of electricity to the state of California. Is that going to be subject to the 25% tariff? I suspect that it won't, but we could counter with, if you're going to throw a 25% tariff on all of this other stuff, maybe we'll raise the price of the power we're selling to California by 25%, right? So there's obviously negotiating room. Both sides of the border. Is it going to be a 25% tariff? I highly doubt it, but Trump has also proven that he does what he's he does what he says, which is something that maybe we're not used to seeing in a politician, which is maybe why people are so concerned about this, is because the guy might actually do it. We're used to people saying things and then not following through. So anyways, that's my take on it. I think that, sure, it has the potential to cause problems on both sides of the border, economy-wise. At the same time, everybody in Canada seems to forget whenever he does something. He says, oh, that's not going to be good for Canadians. Well, his job isn't to be good for Canadians. His job is to watch out for his citizens in the U.S. The person who's supposed to be watching out for us is the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, who I would say is not watching out for the good of the everyday Canadian. He's watching out for the good of an extremely small group of people in this country. In fact, the only people that I've seen so far talking positively about this GST holiday that he's got coming up are his cabinet. That's about it. Chrystia Freeland, every time she's standing behind him while he's making announcements on these things, the look on her face is utterly ridiculous. I don't even want to say what her face looks like when he's talking, but it's kind of the same look that he gets on his face when she's talking, and it's kind of creepy. Anyways, that's what I got for you. 25% tariff, not concerning me at all. GST holiday, take that. Take my $250 check there, Justin, and you can keep it as long as you hold an election.